Hi everyone, welcome to this webinar, Why VS2017, few features of VS2017 you may love. I know it's Sunday and it's pretty much hard enough to find time in Sunday, that too at 4 o'clock, but you guys still made it. I really appreciate that. Let me ask you a question. Am I audible to all? Okay, that's cool. Perfect. Okay, before starting our session, I would like to thanks to Manish and Shanta Kumar, who is taking care of all the background details like recording and all. Thanks much. I really appreciate it. And to the C Corner for giving me wonderful opportunity to speak about this VS2017. To just start with the introduction, I'm Sibish Venu. I'm an associate at Cognizant Technology Solutions, Microsoft MVP, 3 times C Corner MVP, D-Zone MVP. I used to blog at my own blog. It is sibishpassion.com. You can always find the source code which I'm going to use for the demo here in the GitHub URL, github/sibishvenu VS2017 features, and github/ sibishvenu ASP.NET Core.js. And I'll be also sharing the presentation PPTX file in the comment box. I'll soon do that, so you can get the link from there too. And please be noted that I'll be taking 15 to 20 minutes extra of your time because I have added few more things in the agenda which was not mentioned in the previous agenda. I'm really sorry for that. I know it's Sunday again, but I will hardly take 10 to 20 minutes maximum. Really sorry for that. I wanted to show some more features to you. I hope you will not mind it. Thank you. The first thing will be looking at the brand new design, start page design of VS2017, and they will go to the debugging options which is available in VS2017. As I said earlier, here in this link, you can download the PPTX file. And we'll just seeing some cool new refactoring and text editor options in VS2017. That's quick action and refactoring. I'm not gonna read every line. We'll cover these actions. And what's there for a JavaScript developer? Like added ECMAScript features, introduction to JS doc, and Web Essentials 2017, and all this will be covering in a demo session. So you don't need to worry about that. Okay. So this is our brand new VS2017 start page. As you can see, the first thing you would be notified is the color and the design of the VS2017. Like the design is pretty much different than the one we had in VS2015, right? And we have added one more cool new feature, that developer news. This div is in a collapse state now, and you can always expand it by clicking this icon. This is where you can find so many new cool articles and the updates from Microsoft related to Visual Studio. You can always open any article, just click on that, and you can expand, collapse it by clicking in this. And if you have any updates or any new articles available in the market, you can see a green color icon over here, and that means there is an update available. So you can go directly there and see the updates. That's cool. Okay, basically in start page we have 3 sections. One is new project, open, reason. I'll be talking about the new project first. Here is it. In prior version of Visual Studio, we had only one way of creating a new project. That is go to a file, a new project, or new website, so on. But in VS2017, we have 3 more ways to do that. Let's see that in action. I can always search for a project like console. If I'm going to create a console application, I can always go for the search, go and search the keyword console, which will return all kind of console applications. I can just directly click on this and create the console application. And I can always go with the language. I'm gonna go create an C# language application, I can always search with the C# keyword. And in the recent project templates, there will be project templates which you have already recently used. As you can see, I have used ASP.NET Core Web Application, WPF app.NET framework, and all so on. But still, if you are unable to find what exactly you wanted to create your project, you can always go with the more project templates, which will actually open the old-fashioned window which you were using in prior version of Visual Studio. Here you can select any templates you want. As of now, I'm just going to go click cancel. Now the next section is open. We have two kinds of options given here. One is checkout from and another one is local. So I'll say about checkout from option first. If you click a Visual Studio Team Service, VSTS, it will just show you the connected account which you have already used, and you can always search for the project in which that connected account has been connected actually. So here in cbhpassionvisualstudio.com, I have only one project, my first project, which will show up. If you have multiple projects, you can always search for the keyword and click connect. That will load all the details to your local computer, and you can always upload this to cloud whenever it is finished. That's cool, right? And open project and open website will work in the same way which we had in prior version of Visual Studio, so I'm not going to say about that. Open folder might be new to all of you or few of you, right? And this is literally a folder of code which you can download from the internet, and you can open up in the Visual Studio 2017, and you can always use this tree structure which is available in Visual Studio, and you can use the IntelliSense, use the color code and everything. In Visual Studio 2017, we have 30+ language bundles which make sure that you can work with any language in VS 2017. Like if you are a Python developer, you can always open the Python codes in Visual Studio, and you can always avail that IntelliSense and also the color coding which is available for that language. That's open folder. And in the recent menu, we have listed the recent project what you have been working earlier. So as you can see, today I have worked with ASP.NET Core JS and VS2017 features. Yesterday, these all the project I worked, and so on. So this is all about the start page. I hope you like the start page. I'm just going to close. Now, next thing is we are going to see what are the debugging options available in VS 2017. For that, I have just created a demo for that. Let's just dive into that. If I'm going pretty much faster, you can always ask me the questions in Q&A section. We have only 1 hour left, and I wanted to show you a few more things. So I'm going in a bit faster mode. Sorry for that. Here I have created a VS 2017 WPF application. I'm just going to open my XAML file. Here I have created few functions, and let's see this application in action. Just going to click start. So this is it. This is my application, and when I click load all button, it will just fetch the customer details to a list and bind it to this grid. So I'm gonna go and click load all. Boom. It came a debugger. I had set a debugger over here, so it came a debugger. Okay. And what this build customer function will do is it will just create a list of customer, and it will just assign to LST cust, which I have already instantiated. Okay. What new is could you see some dotted lines in each code block, like for this function, and for this class, for this namespace. So if you're working in a functions, you can always get to know what are all the namespace available for. I mean, what is the namespace of that particular function, class, and all. That's one feature. And if you are hover over each line of code, you could see a green color icon over here, and here it's available in each line of code. That is run execution to here button. If you hover over that button, you can see the tooltip as run execution to here. What this button will do is it will just execute the current execution to that particular line. So the moment when I click this button, which is for this line of code, actually the execution will be coming to that particular line. This is just because I had put a breakpoint here in that function. Let's just run our application again. Okay. Now the moment I am clicking this button, it's coming to this line. Right. In the prior version of Visual Studio, you might have already used an option called Run to Cursor here. You can get that option in right click and Run to Cursor. This is same as of that, but if you are using mouse rather than keyboard, option will help you very much. Now I'm going to go and I'm going to inside of this function. Now our debugger is in this build customer function, right? If I am executing this line by clicking the run execution to here, you can see that I had given a conditions like I less than 5. So that means this loop will be working 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So as of now, I value is 0. Now when I click it again, I value will be 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now if I again click that button, since 5 less than 5 is not true, this particular block of code will not be executed and it will just come out. It came out. Okay, that's all our run execution to here option. We have two other more button, make an error and null error. I'm going to go and click make an error button. Of course, it's giving me an error, right? Okay, I'm just trying to read a file which is actually not available in my F drive. File.txt is not available in my F drive. That's why we are getting a file not found exception here, and I'm just catching that exception in cache block. So what I'm going to tell you is this is our brand new exception handler window, where you can get all the information in your face. The moment when you see your catch exception handler, you will get all the information. You don't need to worry about the inner exception and innermost exception and all. You will get that information directly in the exception box itself. That's what we are seeing here. System.io.file not found exception. The file is not available. That is the exception I am throwing here in the cache block, and the could not find the file f/file.txt is the inner exception, inner or innermost exception, I could say. So in previous versions of Visual Studio, we used to find this inner exception by clicking a quick path. You can always click on the view details, which will actually open the quick patch options which was available in prior versions. Let's go and see that. By clicking the view details, this is our exception and this is our inner exception. This is the could not find file exception. That is inner exception. And you have an option for copy also, but I'm not going to say about that. It's just copy the details, that all you know. But we have an option like exception settings. But you can always set where exactly you want to fire this kind of errors when it comes from a particular module or particular DLL or. For that, you can just you just need to click on the break when this execution type is thrown and accept when thrown from VS2017 features.exe. Now, if you have set this, it will actually add a condition in the open exception settings. We are just going to see that. Open the exception settings. Go to the common language runtime exception. Go to the system.file not found error. As you can see, it just added the conditions like module name not equal WPF app VS2017.exe and module name not equals VS2017 features.exe. This is what you can always edit this condition. But another thing you might have already noticed is this window is resizable, which wasn't available in prior version of Visual Studio. It can be resized in any extent, and it's draggable, and it's also pinnable actually. When you click this button, it's pinned to the default location, and you can always scroll your code window. If it is pinned, it will actually go through each line of code when you scroll. I'm going to run our application again, and there is one more button, right? We just need to find that out. Okay, what this button will do is it will just show me a null error. I'm just going to click on this button. Boom, I got a null error. I know this code is not perfect. I'm just creating an object of a customer, and I'm just making it null, and I'm just trying to access the property of that. What matters is in the exception window, you will get the information like which object was null exactly. So if you are in the situations like A.B.C.D, it would be very much difficult to find which object was null, right? So in VS2017, we don't need to worry about that all. VS2017 exception handler window will give you the information like which object was exactly null. I really love this feature because I know how difficult when it comes to debugging and all. Okay, I'm going to run your application. The next feature is for an advanced user where the users just can't FI their application. It might be configured in IAS or anywhere else. So for those users, we have an option to attach that event to the Visual Studio. I'm just going to show that. I'm going to go run our application. This is our application, and under debug window we have an option called attached process. This feature was available in prior version of Visual Studio 2. This is it. But what is the difference between the old one and the new one is the team has added a new filter box in which we can filter the process. In our case, it's VS2017 feature.exe. The moment when I type feature, it's actually came up. So I just need to click on that process and click attach. So this will be attached to the Visual Studio. Now to make it more sensible, I'm just gonna go and create that error which we were getting earlier. So I'm getting a debugger. So that means it's attached, right? Now you may be thinking what will happen if you have two processes with the same name, right? Okay, let's just create a two process. Here I have two process, and when you go to debug, you can always attach the process, but wait, there is another option called reattach to process. What this will do is it will just reattach to the process in which you were actually recently attached to. I'm just gonna go and click reattach. As there is two instances of this with the same name, it is actually asking me to select which one you want to debug to. So I'm just going to click on anything and attach. This will get attached. This is all about the debugging in for a C# developer or a server-side developer. Let's say VB.NET developer too. I'm gonna go and stop this application. And there are some debugger tool available for JavaScript too. I'm going to run another application here. I'm going to put a debugger here, like clicking over here, or F9, pressing F9 will also attach this debugger. Now I want to go and run our application in Google Chrome. The build has just started, succeeded. The moment you run our application, you will get an information like this: Chrome script debugging in Visual Studio is enabled. Now this is our application. If you just refresh this, you are getting a debugger here from the Chrome. So you don't need to worry, you don't need to press the F12 debugger control in the Chrome. You can always get the debugger available in Visual Studio itself, and you can always use the normal keyboard controls like F9, F10, sorry, F10 and F11 and all. I'm just gonna go and click F10 now. It came to the next line. Click continue. Boom. So debugging options is available also in Chrome now with the version of VS2017. The next, we are going to see some cool new refactoring and text editor options which is available in VS2017. I created a demo. Let's just open our application again. I had already created a refactored demo class over here. When I just click on this line of code, I'm getting a quick action. VS2017 team is saying that this code can be simplified in another way, like giving a 3 dot under new keyword, right? Okay, when I just click on that, I'm getting a quick action window. What it is saying is this particular line of codes can be simplified in an object initializer way. So the moment when you click here, cool, the code has been changed. Okay, this is code refactor demo number one. And let's just move to the second one. If you have already noticed, I have a lengthy line over here. It's just a string variable. It says, welcome to this event. I'm so happy to see you here and blah, blah, blah. And in Visual Studio 2017, we have an option. When you just type enter, these lines will be concatenated together. I'm just gonna go and click enter. Boom. It's actually concatenated with the plus operator. That's cool, right? It's pretty much simple, but you know you loved it. For this, you must enable this feature in Tools option. Go to Text Editor, C#, Advanced, Split Strings Literals on Enter. This should be checked for availing that offer. Feature. I'm just gonna go and click OK. This is refactoring demo number 2. And the third one, when I click this line of code, I'm not getting any quick action, but wait. When I just click on this line, the team is saying that this particular line of code can be converted to interpolated string. We all know that interpolated string is released with C#6. Now in VS 2017, C#7 is used. So we can always interpolate string in this way. When I click and the string has been changed to interpolated string. This is refactored demo number 3. And for the fourth demo, I'm going to our customer class. In our customer class, just below that, I have created a consumer class, right? But when I click on this, again, one quick action is coming actually. So what this will do is, we can always move this class to another file called consumer.cs. So when you click here, it will just remove all the codes from here and create a new file called consumer.cs in our project solution. You can see that consumer.class has been added to a solution. Okay. Now another demo of refactoring. I have a file with the name sup.cs and with the name of supplier. What suggestion I'm getting here is either I can rename a file to supplier.cs or rename a type to sup. So here I'm just choosing the first option, rename a file to supplier.cs. The moment when I click here, it will just rename that file in which the name was sup.cs to supplier.cs. Now I'm going to create an object of new customer. The moment when I type C, I'm getting so much options in a completion box, right? Since it is huge, the developer used to find it by typing full, but if you are unaware of what exactly you wanted to create, there is no option. Only option is you can scroll through and find out, but not with VS 2017. In VS 2017, developer has the provision to subset all the results, like for the interfaces, classes, members, structures, enums, delegates, namespace, and etc. So when I click class, it actually searches for all the classes which start with the letter C. And I can always use the keyboard shortcut to Alt C for class. Let's just press the Alt and C, that's class. So SUST will give the class name alone. This is a brand new completion list box which is available in VS 2017. Now when I type V, I'm getting a suggestion that I'm going to create VAR keyword, right? VAR or BJ, I'm equal to new. But here when I type V, I'm not getting a suggestions to create a var. It doesn't make any sense to create a var object, right? So after the new keyword, we are supposed to create an object of a class. So Microsoft Visual Studio has been giving a suggestions like you can always create a object for the class value type here. So VS2017, VS Visual Studio have that features too. Now, I'm going to create another object of this customer class, var b equal to new cust, and by any chance, if you just press the escape key, what will happen? This completion box will be gone, right? So now I have just pressed escape. Now to retain this completion box, you always need to press Control space, which will give you the completion box again, or you need to delete and start it again, right? But in Visual Studio 2017, we have an option like even if you're pressing delete or backspace button, you'll retain that completion box. For that, you need to go to the tool, options, IntelliSense, text editor, C#, IntelliSense. We'll have the option called show completion list after a character is deleted. I have just make it enabled, and I'm going to go click OK. Now, if you type CUST, even if you are clicking the CUS, if you are pressing the backspace button, that completion box will stay away. Will be stayed together. So developer has that option to retain that completion box. Now, the find all reference option is available in prior version of Visual Studios, but there are some differences made in VS 2017. I'm just going to show you that demo. Here, I'm going to create. I'm going to find the reference for this customer class. Right click and find all reference, which will give all the reference of that particular class wherever it is used. This is not new, but the color coding is. When you type here, you can see this color coding is exactly matched with this, right? In prior version of Visual Studio, the color coding was not available in find all reference menu. But with the release of VS 2017, we have that option. And you can always set the scope where exactly you need to search for that reference, like entire solution, open document, current project, and so on. And these three buttons over here are not new with Visual Studio, but remaining everything is new actually. You can always group them together, definition only, or definition with project with definition, and so on. And what this button will do, the moment if you are searching, if you are finding for the another reference, like I'm going to find the reference for my list object, which I have created here. The moment when I find all the reference for this particular object, the one result which I had earlier will be gone, right? So let's just see that. Find all reference. Now, all the reference related to LST cust object has been showed up here. But what happened to the other one which I had previously? That's not available here. For that, the team has introduced keep results. If you just click here, now if you are just going to find all the reference of customer, it will actually open up two tabs. One is for customer reference and another one is list customer, LST cust. So in this way, a developer has the provision to find references for multiple objects or classes. So he can always compare where exactly it is used. So that's all about the find all reference window. Now, the go-to menu is already was already there in Visual Studio 2015, 2013, every version of Visual Studio. But now everything has got clubbed into one menu, that is go-to, which is under go-to. And we have so many options like go to line, go to all, go to file, so on. I'm just gonna go click go to all now. You can always click this. You can always show this menu, like when you press Ctrl T, it will show up. We have the provision for searching with line, files, types, members, and so on. If you are unsure how you can just search for it, you can always enter question mark, which will show you the suggestions. A column for line, F for files, M for members, and all. Now I'm going to search for my customer class, that is F/. When I press F/, the selection is with the files menu, right? Now CU, when I type CU, it actually fetch the information customer.cs, and I'm instantly there in that file. If you haven't noticed, I will just show you again. The moment I'm typing CUS, I'm instantly there in that function, which is available now for all the languages. If you are searching for a line number, it will give you suggestions like please enter a line number between 1 and 92, because 92 is the largest number in this file. So if you are searching for a line number 100, it will give you a feedback like please enter line number between 1 and 92, no results found. That is the go-to. So in the cool new refactoring and text editor options, we have seen quick action and refactoring, find all reference, go-to menus, brand new completion box while typing code, filtering to subsets, added items in the option menu, completion list, delete behavior, and all. We have already seen that. Now we are just going to see what is there for a JavaScript developer. Like in VS2017, there are pretty much new features available for JavaScript developer. Like ECMAScript 6 features are available now with VS2017, and new language services are introduced, like with the help of TypeScript. We're going to see that. For that, I'm just going to open up our project. This is just an ASP.NET Core.js application. If you have already created a ASP.NET Core.js application, you might be familiar with this folder structure. We have it here. Now I have a www root here, and as we are going to see a demo for the JS, I'm just dive into JS folder. This is my site.js file. As we can see, I have just a few lines of code here. I have a class over here, and in the document.ready functions, I'm just calling that class method, right? So in VS2017, the new engine is used actually. TypeScript driven engine is used. TypeScript is that engine is populating the results whenever we are typing something like and $.ajax. Now, as you can see, in the library, we have already installed jQuery. So the moment you type dollar, it actually, in the completion box, I'm getting an information like you can always create an Ajax transport, Ajax setup and everything. When I click Ajax, the selection is with the Ajax now, and I'm getting a tooltip like what all the parameters will be accepted for this function Ajax. These features was not available with the prior version of Visual Studio. So here I'm getting it actually expecting a parameter settings. Gonna go and click. I'm not going to give any parameter now. Now, if you just go to the definition of this method, it will open in another file which is index.d.ts, which is a TypeScript decoration file, I could say. This file is completely manipulated with the community members. Community members are created this file. You can see that there are plenty of lines of code, somewhat near to 4,000. So this is our Ajax, and we have set a documentation here with the settings and parameter list and all. And if you really notice, this file will not be available in your project. Anywhere you can't find this file in your project. Then from where it is coming? Let's just find that out. Just right click, open containing folder. It will actually, this file is actually stored in app data local. The team, VS2017 team doesn't want to pollute your project by adding this kind of information in which the size may be huge in future. So they have kept that file in a secret folder like app data local. So we are getting this information from this index.d.ts file, which is available in app data.local. I'm going to close this function and then close this file. You can always type getJSON. For that too, you will get the information like jQuery static.getJSON is accepting the parameter URL success and the callback function and all. So that even though you don't know that about that function you are going to create, you will get to know what all the parameters are, what all the parameters you should give for that particular function. Now, as you can see, I have created a class over here, which is actually a feature of ECMAScript 6. In ECMAScript 5, we were able to create only the functions, but with the help of ECMAScript 6, we are able to create a class, constructor, and everything in OOP manner. And in ECMAScript 5, there were always a function, and even though it is a constructor, it actually we were just creating a function over there. And in VS2017, we are able to create a classes, and we are able to use the let keyword instead of var. You can see it here. When the document is ready, I'm just calling this function, which actually write the text, this text to this div. And I'm just using the interpolated string feature here. So all these features are available with the VS2017 now, with the help of ECMAScript 6. Now, something is missing there in this class, right? Documenting a JavaScript function were never easy for the developer, right? I mean, we were using VS Doc for that, but most of the developer won't use that. Most of the developer was not documenting the JavaScript file, which was not that easy. But with the release of VS2017, we have an option like JS Doc. Just pressing / and double star will give you an option for creating a JS Doc. In this constructor, we can always create the metadata like my class constructor date string. Now, if you save and when you try to create an object for my class, you will get that information right away in your face. My class constructor which accepts date string. Okay, but in this any, we can always give the what kind of information the parameter has. I mean, I can always select string. Please be in order that I am getting a completion box over here. I can always say number. Now I am going to say it is a string. I have selected string here. Now if you again go to that object creation, I'm getting an information like my class DT today is a string and this constructor accepts a string variable. But even though you have set it in a string, set it as a string here, you can always call my class of 2, which will not give you any error, but that's how JavaScript works, as we all know. It's a dynamic language. You can always create a JS doc for any file by pressing /. Now, VS2017 has some new extensions available with the VS2017. We are going to see that one of them is Web Essential 2017. If you go to the tools menu, one thing is to be notified is the extensions and updated menu is in top level now. Just click on that. Now go to online. Now type Web Essential, which will give you the information. Web Essential is shown here. I have already installed this tool, so I strongly recommend you to install it. Now I'm just going to click close. Now with the help of Web Essential, we have an option like whenever we are saving something in our JS file, it actually reload the browser automatically. So we don't need to refresh our browser by our own hand. It will actually do in the background. So for that, go to the tool option, go to web and browser reload on save. Just make it to true. When enabled, every time a file is saved, the connected browser will reload. It saves a lot. Now click OK. Now run our application. It says the information like welcome to the webinar about Visual Studio 2017, Sunday, April 2, 2017. Right? Now we can just change it to webinar. We are just going to remove welcome to the webinar. Now webinar about Visual Studio 2017. Right? I'm going to save this file. Now I'm going to that tab. Even though I didn't refresh our browser, it actually changed the content of this browser. Right? That option is available with the help of Web Essential. I'm going to show you another feature which is with the help of Web Essential. I'm going to go and stop this application. As you can see, we are just creating a class, LET and all, right? It's actually a feature of ECMAScript 6. But the problem is a few features are not supported with some of the browsers. So in that situation, what you can do is you can just convert this particular lines of code to ES5, which is supported by all the browsers. For that, go to your JS file, just right click. You can see an option called transpile to JS. This is the option I'm saying about. What this will do is, it will just convert all of your JavaScript code to a ES5 code. The moment I click on this option, it is pretty much forward. I'm just clicking. It will give a config file where I need to set some settings like compile on save true, and off file is bundle.js, and files as of now in our application I'm just having one JS file so that it shows in under files there is only one JS, and out file is js/bundle.js. So in JS folder a bundle.js file is already created for you. So if you click that, and you can see all of our code has been converted to ES5. So instead of the class, we are using a function over here, and instead of let, we are using var. Everything has changed, and the source mapping URL is bundle.js.map. And one thing you must change is go to views, shared, layout. You need to change your site reference to bundle. Of course, you will get a completion box here, IntelliSense here, bundle.js. Now click on save. Now, if you're changing anything in this file, as you can see, I'll just show you that bundle.js file now. Now, a webinar about Visual Studio 2017, right? Here, that is the text. I'm going to change that. Welcome to the webinar about Visual Studio, and I save this file. Now, this is reflecting in my bundle.js. When you save anything in that JS file, it is actually reflecting in the bundle.js file. Now you can run your application in any browser without even bothering about which one, whether this feature will work in that browser or not. It still works. I think I have, I'm on time, I guess. So far we have completed the agenda which was mentioned earlier. And before concluding everything, I would like to say something about the community. So we all have got the information or knowledge from the community. Like there are pretty much communities, a lot of communities are available nowadays. C Corner is one of them. And there, what you can do is you can start your contribution towards the community. Whatever you are learning from any communities, you can just sharing that knowledge which you got from the community to the community. So what will happen is, in that way, you will get the richer experience and you will get the advantages of connecting to the community leaders and also the industry experts. You will actually instantly get the feedback from those kind of people that will enrich your career growth and all. So always try to share the knowledge what you are gaining from the community. And about the conclusion and QA, you can always follow me or ask any kind of question on offline. I'll be available in this medium. You can always subscribe to my YouTube channel. That is youtube.com/cbhfashion, where I used to share this kind of videos. And I'm on time, I guess. It's sharp 5. And please ask your questions now. If you have any questions, you can always ask. Please unmute you and please ask. Thank you so much.
Thank you everybody for joining us. Hope to see you in next webinar very soon. Thank you.